5 years ago, if you'd asked me what my dream was, I would have said, I want to be an actress. But life took me down a different path, one of discovering the true power of letting go of a passion and finding my true calling in filmmaking. I would like to explore with you today the idea of embracing our authentic selves and the impact that has on storytelling and the human experience. Growing up on a council estate in Surrey, film and TV was my favourite pastime. It allowed me into worlds and places I could only dream of going. But despite my passion for storytelling, the journey into the film business seemed impossible. No one I knew had any connections or clue about the business, and opportunities seemed reserved for those with connections. From a young age, I had an innate desire to be seen and heard. My parents have this old footage of me from when I was younger saying, "Put the camera on me, Daddy, put the camera on me." Obviously, I was obsessed with being the center of attention, but it came to no surprise to my parents when I decided I wanted to be an actress. However, as I ventured into acting, I encountered an industry that was riddled with prejudices and barriers. At the time in the UK, the roles that were offered to me were based on stereotypes, and they often left me feeling frustrated and wanting more. Dissatisfied, I wanted to try my luck at Hollywood, hoping for a breakthrough. But despite 3.5 years of efforts, time and time again, I never got the call back. I attended all the acting classes possible, networked, and I rubbed shoulders with some of Hollywood's greats, but never seemed to make any difference. Was it my abilities? Doubt started to creep in, and I started to question my potential and my self-worth. So, on my return back to the UK, I auditioned for the top drama schools. And not only did I get into the final round of 1, but 2 of the best drama schools in the world. So if I had any doubt about my ability, that definitely silenced them. It was at this time that a pivotal moment occurred that changed the trajectory of my life forever. Seeking guidance from an industry professional, I asked for help. This is what they said. "This is Hollywood. You can't just be an actor. You gotta write, direct, you gotta make your own movies. You gotta know every single thing there is to know about this business. Then we'll see if you still want to be an actor." Lo and behold, they were right. I had never written a script before, so I took their advice and wrote what I knew. A shitty guy at the time had just cheated on me, so I wrote about that. And I got a bunch of friends together who were also discovering their love for filmmaking. And we shot it all in one night. This ad hoc first attempt of filmmaking was the making of me. We submitted that film into the LA Indie Film Festival. And would you believe it won me my first award, Best Short Short. So I guess I have that shitty guy to thank. After that award and my first experience of filmmaking, I knew I wanted more. I must have made about 12 short films in the space of 4 years. I couldn't stop. I was hooked. Having an audience watch something that was in my mind come to life and connect to it in some way, it was one of the most exhilarating feelings. They may not have had that exact experience or lived that life, but there was something about connecting to a large number of people. It made you feel not so alone in this world. I mean, that goes across all forms of storytelling. It's not just film. But there's something very powerful with film, because with film, the one thing about it is it's the only medium of storytelling where you can see and have intimacy one way into seeing. So you could be with someone, you can watch someone, and you can watch directly into that character's eyes. You can dream into that space. You can be with them, but they're not with you. And that's pretty impactful, don't you think? Because you can have these very intimate personal experiences with a wide range of people from different walks of life. And then you can put it back down and carry on. And there's something very powerful about that. Now that I have the filmmaking bug, I find myself wanting to create and bring stories to life in ways that resonate deeply with audiences. But as exhilarating as it is, filmmaking comes with its challenges, especially when it comes to financing. I soon realized that if I wanted to make a feature film, I would have to understand the business side of things. So I reached out to a film sales agent with the thought that it's probably best to ask the people who sell films for a living to see if my film ideas are any good. I spent hours crafting my pitches, but none of them seemed to capture her interest. As a last-ditch attempt, as she was just about to leave, I pitched her something that happened to me years ago. I hadn't formulated it, and I simply expressed just what I had gone through. Instantly, she was hooked. She was like, if you can find money for that and get it made, I can sell that film. So here I was trying to come up with cool ideas. And all I had to do was take a look at myself and take a piece of my lived experience. My films that I have made that have had the most success have been based on elements of my life. They're successful because they're based on reality, examples of what it's like to be a human. Armed with this knowledge, I took a look at myself. I am a Black woman from a Caribbean heritage who was born and raised in Britain. Experiencing firsthand the impact of my authenticity and how it connects and resonates with audiences the most, I began to understand the importance of a multitude of diverse voices and how important they are to the cinematic experience. By diversifying cinema, we have the opportunity to bridge gaps between factors such as race, sex, religion, disability, and social economical status. Studies have shown that Black and Asian audiences are already frequent cinema goers, more than the national average, even when they don't see themselves represented on screen. Imagine the impact for growth if they did. By authentically portraying diverse backgrounds, we not only increase cinema audience engagement, but we contribute to a more inclusive and represented industry that allows people to be seen and heard. It's evident that progress has been made in recent years, with a rise in representation across various demographics. Yet there is still more work to be done. Women, for example, make up half the population. But then, shouldn't 50% of writers and directors be women? Barbie is a great case study. Who would have known that a movie about a doll made for women, by women, would be the highest grossing movie of last year? You all would have probably laughed until it was done. But that film resonated so deeply with audiences, far greater than the creators could have ever imagined. By expanding the landscape of the types of stories being told, we can truly showcase the depth and breadth of the human experience. Each unique perspective adding another layer to the narrative, enriching our understanding of the world and fostering empathy. Because when you watch a film and you find that sweet spot between the familiar and the unique, and you get to experience it through someone else's eyes, that helps to build empathy and understanding. Once I was immersed in the industry, I got to see the landscape for what it truly is. I understood the barriers and challenges that marginalized groups face when accessing opportunities. And yet, When diverse stories are successful, they're often seen as anomalies or flukes rather than indicative of a broader demand for representation. This begs the question, why aren't we doing more to amplify diverse voices, especially when we know they resonate more deeply with audiences? I would even go as far as to say we've been excluded for so long that when something goes well, it's seen as a surprise rather than a testament to the untapped potential of diverse storytelling. But the reality is, there is a significant commercial incentive to embracing diversity and inclusion in the industry. McKinsey & Company's research shows that the film and TV industry could potentially unlock an additional $10 billion in revenue by addressing barriers of equality and inclusion. So, as a new filmmaker, I would be silly not to try and tap into that abundant opportunity. So not only is telling people's authentic stories important on a cultural and societal level, but it also makes sound business sense. It's time that we acknowledge the commercial value of diversity and create an industry that celebrates humanity in all its forms. Film is one of the great imprints we leave on this earth. It's our legacy. It's a testament to the stories we choose to tell and the voices we choose to amplify. By capturing diverse stories on film, we preserve a piece of humanity for future generations to cherish and learn from. It's through storytelling that we leave our mark on this world, adding to the narrative of our shared human experience. From the beginning of time, humans have used storytelling as a way to communicate with each other. From the very first cave drawings. It allows us to showcase our struggles, triumphs, joys, and sorrows. In this digital age, where information is ever more abundant and present, film acts as a timeless artifact that will encapsulate the essence of our era. Our cinematic creations will last way beyond our existence. So, let's flip the script together. Embracing our true selves and becoming authentic storytellers. By expanding the landscape of storytelling, our film legacy has the power to inspire, educate, and unite us all. Let's continue to allow voices from all walks of life to shine and celebrate the rich tapestry that is the beauty of humanity. Ultimately, being uniquely yourself is your storytelling superpower. As I continue on my filmmaking journey, I'm reminded of the importance of my authenticity and staying true to myself. As a producer, I actively seek to support people who have found their authentic voice. With each project, I strive to connect with audiences on a deeper level, sharing stories that resonate with the human experience in all its diversity. And while I might be at the beginning of my journey, I am excited to see where it leads because I know there is countless more stories waiting to be told. Thank you.